Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we have continued moving up, and I just want to put some structure in here so we can just talk through it. So at the moment, we are in a megaphone formation. We are at the top of the megaphone at the moment. Um, and in this scenario, it's typically a continuation pattern, in other words, with the trend. Now, just look back to what happened here on the 6th of September. You can see we rallied hard, and then we had CPI data come out and basically annihilated all those gains. So CPI is still a way away, but we do have a little bit of structure ahead of us, and it's right up here at 38.32. Now, not 100% sure whether I trust this move up. I think this could just be panic selling from people that have been holding short, or it could be something more. So until we have confirmation, I will trade the lower time frames, and we'll trade whatever the market gives us. Uh, Looking at the 3-hour, you can see oscillators have grouped the upside. We're fairly close to the 155 EMA. No crossover yet on the moving averages. So technically, our trend is still down. We have broken through sort of wedge formats as well. And what I'll do is do that. There you see the wedge. There's a wedge there. We've broken through it. Now, some people are saying a target is up here for the wedge. I disagree. This is the target because that's the bottom of the wedge. That's the top of the wedge there. And the target has been hit, actually been exceeded. So we are running out of steam as far as I'm concerned. Look at the oscillators at the moment. Not an area you want to be jumping in long just yet. Without dropping down to the hour, we can see potentially a double top here. Now that brings a different scenario into play. This pin bar that was formed last night, drop below that, retest that, more than likely a move to the downside that is brewing. The other thing that you also need to pay attention to is this previous swing high, and let's just come back to the 8-hour, this one here, because that is our double bottom neckline. So now that we have a lot of noise in our heads for this morning, what are we looking for? Well, firstly, we are looking to see what transpires in this area. You can see we've got a moving average crossover, all three. So that is almost a confirmation of a trend reversal. What we'd want to see now is a retest of this 155. So we want to see price come back to here on the hour, bounce off here, and then continue. That would be our early warning signal. And then we'd want the same pattern to play out on the 3-hour and the 8-hour, and then eventually the daily. If we look at the weekly, you can see we have a massive weekly engulfing bar. Look at my oscillators here on the weekly. Not an area I do want to be jumping in short just yet. But the big question on my mind, I suppose on a lot of people's mind, is this the start of something, or is this just a bull rally in a bear trend? So that's kind of the situation we have to look at. So what it basically boils down to is 15-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute charts is what you want to be trading. Look at the 15-minute. The trend has been solidly up all day yesterday. And to be quite honest, I expect more of the same. So pay attention. I'm just going to add 2 levels here, just give you a visual of what we have here. So we've got structure all the way down to 37.37, 37.42, 37.48, and the last one, 37.54. So we want to see price come back down into this area for an opportunity to buy. Looking at the oscillators in the 15 minutes, that may not even happen. So you can always keep paying attention to the 5 minutes. You can see there is 5-minute gaps here, but really messy yesterday. I think this was the only opportunity that I found yesterday, which was quite late in the afternoon. That was the opportunity to buy into this. But then as soon as we started seeing this kind of stuff on that trend line again, and you can see how that trend line came into play. I see the rejection. We try to find support, rejection, and now we've rejected it again. So this trend line is pretty important. I think you probably need to keep your wits about you. I just want to see if there's structure around here. It's kind of messy. If you look to the left, you can see all these tails here. So that is the level. You can see that's previous area where we found support multiple times. And I can go back even further. You'll see that that is a fairly strong zone. You see more tails there, more rejection there, all the way back to, when was this? 2020. So this is December 2020. So for 2 years we've used that area as support and resistance multiple times. So that is the line in the sand for me. If we start finding support there, then we're looking to buy. If we break through this, so we start rejecting this, then I would expect us to continue to the downside, and that is at least to come and test the previous lows. In other words, down here at 37.67 area, or even lower lows to the bottom of the megaphone formation. Okay, so everything to play for here. If we can hold up price here today, then I suspect we'll continue moving up this week. If we can't hold this area, then I suspect we'd come down, close this gap at least, and then possibly test these lows. And then the other scenario could also play out, the fact that we could just form a higher low, bringing the bulls into play properly. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Relatively cautious, but cautiously optimistic, I think, would be the way to explain it. But watch out for these areas. Definitely an opportunity to retest this trend line at least. If that gives way and we find support here, then this is going to be a failed continuation pattern. But that's going to have to happen on something like the 3-hour and 8-hour time frames before I'm confident of that. So let's see what happens. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.